Okay, everybody. So we left off in a bit of a weird conversation, but everybody was discussing the instincts and that whole thing with Folia and Kestrel and Wolf. Albus is still off in his own, I don't know, headspace. That's what we'll say. Yeah, you guys are basically debating sort of the aftermath of this whole nightmare event. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'm gonna sort of kick it to you guys. Folia seems to just be sort of thinking on what Kestrel and Wolf have said and whatnot. She's deep in thought. Pickle, no thoughts. You know, yeah, there's still a bit of hustle and bustle from the farmhouse where everybody's kind of getting themselves together. Some of them are having emotional breakdowns. Some of them have like have resolved themselves into, they've got a fight they want to fight and things like that. Yeah. Who would like to, should we pick up with Albus? Albus, where did you go?
Yeah.
So I think what Albus did was he went off to do something that will comfort him. So he has gone off to go find some kind of way of cooking. So maybe like there was a campfire nearby with like a setup of like pots and pans and things like that, if there was.
We're on the bunny folk farm, right? The Monteblancs?
You're on the no, you're in the other place. You're in, hold on. I can remember every location. You are not at the Raffamont Warren, you're at the Montgomery farm.
Montgomery.
Which were they were mouse folk.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
They have a kitchen themselves in their house. I don't know that you'd want to just go into their house.
No, I don't want to go into anything. I want to be outside.
Gosh, so you're just kind of looking for like a campsite somewhere nearby.
Like a campsite where I could set up. I have my own pots and pans too, and things like that. Just someplace to start a fire.
There is a familiar farm to you. You could go and find Kizif's farm.
But if you're looking for like an old campsite, I don't know. Roll me like a insight. Why not?
Insight.
Ooh.
Oh.
Sure enough, you managed to find a old campsite. It's there's still a bit of a campfire there. It'll probably need it gets burned down. It's but the rocks are still there. And oddly enough, there is like there's still like a wire strung across some trees. That's kind of how you notice it at first. It's unclear if it was like a clothesline or a tent or something. You can make out maybe where another tent was or something. Like there's like a cleared area, and there is actually a broken cast iron pot. It looks like it maybe wasn't treated quite right. Maybe some passerbys or some vagrants or something were staying on the farm or something. And for whatever reason, this pot is just the handle has been cracked.
Okay.
It's come off.
That's the only thing that's broken about it.
It's the only thing. The rest of it works just fine. It's still a little cast iron like pan, a little pan. No.
Okay. Then I will do my best to clean it up a little bit.
Okay.
And start up a fire, get it roaring. And then place the cast iron pan over it to kind of burn off any residue or anything that's on there. And let's see, what kind of ingredients do I have on me? I'm just gonna do throwing some goat meat on there. Throw some glow shrooms on there. Up some honey in there. Throw in some Lighthaven sea salts, some herbs and things like that. And I'm just kind of cooking away over the fire and kind of melding over everything that's gone on. Oh, I'll throw the flour that Kisif gave me too. That Regal Pro-Tea flour.
You're going big. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that whole thing in there too.
Okay. Okay. So you start cooking. You're not far from the rest of the farm. You're kind of out of the way, however. And I guess the question would be, once everyone else has finished what they're doing, you guys were kind of in the middle of a discussion. We kind of need to kick it back to you guys just to kind of see where you guys are at. So you guys are currently discussing the instincts and everything like that. Were there other things that you wanted to bring up with Folia as all of you guys are kind of down there in the cellar?
Did we ever tell her about the fact that we know that there's like a champion there that we're supposed to like face off against? Do we ever mention that to her?
Just wondering about that, actually. Because I was thinking about the scary, what's the...
There's terror.
The terror instinct
It's
as well.
literally just
Do we have a
terror.
champion as well? Like, yeah.
Well, it'd be a champion of martial prowess, as in the god, but that's sort of through the lens of curiosity. So I don't know. I was just gonna mention if we hadn't told that to her, like...
I don't know that you have, or maybe you... I don't know. If you did, it was a while ago, and I do not remember if that happened.
So, on the topic of that, if you want to mention it, Steve, you can.
Yeah, well, so I guess let's assume that we did before, and then I would bring up like let's assume that we did, and I would say, so Folia, have you I know we I remember fondly when we brought up the Avatar, the champion, before, and that we're expecting to face that when we travel there. Have you found out anything more about that? Have you heard anything that could help us know what to expect? And do all of the instincts have some sort of avatar or champion, or is it just martial prowess?
And you're asking Folia that?
Yes.
Or
well, I said, can you hear me? Because I said Folia. I just want to make sure.
You did. You're asking her about the instincts.
Okay.
And it's okay. She is going to say, well, I can't say I know how or if it necessarily ties to the instincts. I know that having a champion, or at least, well, and she goes, your friend's not here to correct me on this, but I feel it stands within reason that the god of martial prowess probably has his own champion, or at least one that, she wouldn't say his, she'd say its own champion, or at least some equivalent of it. Prowess, perfection, becoming one of the best, if not the best fighter, is at its core what the god itself embodies. One would have to imagine that it may have some form of champion or embodiment of that concept. It's not unheard of for gods to do such a thing, especially when they're Well, every god is different. It's been said that the goddess of beauty has chosen many avatars as with their whim as things have gone on. I said goddess, it's god, but yeah, there it's either one technically, but
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. If anything, their whims change all the time. You know, with the god of beauty, they've it's often been said that their chosen avatars changed with their own whims, as beauty often does. These sorts of things are common with the gods, but I'm not familiar enough with his instincts to know if it is such a thing that they themselves do. That would be something for you two to answer, she says, looking at Kestrel and Wolf.
Well, I think you answered my question. I think how do I say this in a nice way to her? My question was not, I wanted to know if you had heard anything about some figure or if anything of that description had reached your ears. It sounds like no.
Oh, if you're asking if the god of martial prowess possessed a champion, to my knowledge, its greatest fighters resided within Casimir. At least that was the point of the academy itself, was to train the strongest fighters. I have to assume that the strongest fighter was there, but I'm not the god, and if it has other whims or knows of some great champion elsewhere in the world, I don't know of it.
Kestrel will kind of interject then and say, okay, so we know all that. We know that the champion was in Casimir, so that's the same as you. But you mentioned that the goddess of beauty has champions also. Would you happen to know anything about maybe the champion that the god has chosen?
And she goes, Fortunately, I don't know if I know the most recent one. The god of beauty tends to be rather fickle, is my understanding. It's almost more of a fleeting title, as it were. Something that, I'll admit, my traveling companion is maybe more at home in the more noble circles, at least in her own way. This is not my area of expertise, unfortunately.
Well, are they there? Could we speak to them and ask them? Because if they are Kitsuna, might be interesting for us to know.
Uh-huh.
And she says, well, I suppose I don't know. I could reach out to my companion, but she's a little notoriously hard to get a quick answer from. A bit absent-minded
I want
at
to be like,
times.
oh yeah, can we talk to the manager? Do you want to maybe start with what you do know? We can say something.
What I do
kidding, it's
know,
fine.
what I do know is
Yes.
that these sort of things can be rather fickle, especially when it comes to high society and the like. Those are not the circles that I am privy to. Others within the circle often are, or at least try to be, but unfortunately those sorts of things, especially out in the Isles, you mentioned a kitsune, their people, yes, are deeply tied to that sort of thing, but such imperial matters are not typically the realm of witches such as myself. If anything, we tend to be shunned from them.
Well, okay. I suppose that answers all of my questions, and it will be good to have you one of the only people who understands what the instincts are, trying to figure out how best to solve this problem here. So I thank you for that.
She gives a bit of a nod. She goes, but you all must be rather, and she does kind of eyeball Gunolf a bit, exhausted after this endeavor. obviously, you are welcome to use the cellar here and anything else to rest, to, well, take whatever relaxation or breath that you need here on the farm. You've done a great service, and I'll be packing my things up shortly to go about my way. But she kind of gives a polite nod, but isn't, she seems a little hesitant how much to push the issue of you guys taking a rest or going on your way.
Just sort of tossing it out to the class.
Kind of. I mean, if you really wanted to know, she basically can tell that Steve is maybe very determined to move on, but looking at Gunnulf looks like he needs like 30 naps. So she's sort of caught between like, what does she suggest for the group? She sort of wants to be able to help in any way she can, but she's not really sure what the hell you guys need right now. So
I'm gonna go up to Gunnulf and kind of put my hand on his shoulder and ask him, will you be okay to just rest in the cart on the way, or do you need to rest here?
I don't think we need to delay on my account. Certainly, I'm more than capable of resting in the cart. And the more people we can save, the better. So let's not hold anything up on my account.
Okay, I'll look to Folia and ask, well, I don't think that we want to rest necessarily, but if you had something so that he can sleep better on the way, it's a bit. She'll kind of gesture like the sensation of the wagon like bouncing and being and stuff. Not good to sleep in, so that would be helpful if you had anything.
And she goes,
days. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
She just says, of course, I'm certain I have something, and I, of course, promised you all a number of other things. I'll go about gathering them up. And she starts, you can see, rummaging through a lot of like the kind of crates that were laying around, and even sort of animating a lot of like little jars and other bottles of assorted potions and other things like that, and getting some stuff together.
What time is it again? Sorry, Jason.
I mean, you guys met. Oh, when did you guys get together? It was like noonish, yeah?
Noonish.
I mean,
does time pass differently in the dream?
Kind of. It's still basically noon. Like,
yeah,
as much time as you spent.
Yeah. It depends on what layer.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, that's what I'd say. I'd say it's still noon-ish. So, you know,
we met at noon. We've been talking for a bit. We've been checking on people, right? So, like, if it's
a little while. It's like one,
and,
yeah.
And she's gathering stuff.
She starts doing that, but at this point there is some movement at the doorway to the cellar, and descending down is the Minotaur and the small rabbit folk, and the Minotaur kind of clears his throat. You know, he's like, I've heard from Mr. Hopsworn here that you are the ones that saved us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That
we
was us.
totally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
And he kind of. I also hear that you're going to be heading back to Casimir.
Yeah. No later than tomorrow.
And he nods and he goes, It will be very dangerous for you to do this, but and the little rabbit kind of gives him like a good nod, and he goes, I I wish I could join you, but I fear I would be of no use in this, and I want to do what I can to help you succeed and make sure that none of the things in that place get out. So, if you could see me before you go. And he kind of looks down at the rabbit, and the rabbit gives him a good nod of the head, and he goes, I don't know how to thank you, but wish you luck. And he kind of goes to turn around and leave and walk back up the stairs.
Is it pretty obvious that he's going to stay here, or should we inquire where he's going to be?
You have no way of knowing where he's going to stay.
So when he said, come see me, I would say, thank you, sir. What's his name?
I don't know if
He
you ever
didn't
learned
say?
his name.
Okay. Thank you. What did you say your name was?
And he stops himself, turns around and goes, my apologies. My name is Anders. I was Minotaur, served at Fort Minos. If you need to find me, I'm not sure where I'll go, but I'll be here for the time being.
Thank you.
Albus,
Yes.
as you are cooking, you eventually hear the sound of footsteps, and you see the young catfolk woman approach you. She's sort of she seems kind of quiet, kind of reserved, sort of still clutching her arms close to herself. But she approaches the camp and just sort of watches you as you cook. I don't know if you address her immediately.
So she's standing like next to me or like behind me?
She's just a little way at the kind of the edge of the camp, just watching you work.
Okay. I won't look up from what I'm doing because I'm still kind of focusing on my cooking, but I will acknowledge her. I'll just kind of gesture a little bit and say, would you like to join me?
Doug, did you have something to say?
No, I was just curious. Did we did we come across her in the dreamscape? Me and Peter. I was curious.
No, Sean and
don't believe
I
so.
helped her.
Okay.
I mean, I think you guys probably would have seen that she was one of the other people that woke up, but yeah, you were not in the dreamscape, I don't believe.
Okay.
But when you acknowledge her, she just sort of kind of gets a little bit closer to the pot, to the pan and everything that you're cooking, and she just goes, "So, you cook?"
I tend to. It's somewhat of a newer hobby of mine, but it provides comfort.
She nods, and she goes, "It's good that you can still do that. Comfort and things and all. You're white tiger folk. Did you come from Casimir?"
Some years ago, I left. I haven't been back since all of this has started.
She nods a bit, and she goes, "Maybe for the best."
Maybe. I'm just kind of sitting there. I'm kind of flipping the meats and the mushrooms around.
What are you making? It smells good.
Oh, I had some leftover goat meat and mushrooms that were going to go spoiled, and I thought this would be a good a time as any to use it up.
And she just sort of nods, looks at you working, and just sort of says, I've, it's almost funny. I went to Casimir because I'm a bard. I a lot of traveling, you know. I was like trying the food wherever I went, and I thought, you know, Casimir warriors probably have food like no place else, but yeah, it was. I never really had a chance to enjoy it, you know?
Albus is going to kind of grin a little bit and say to her, well, us warrior type aren't known for our culinary skills, but if you would have made it to my mentor that was in Casimir, I'm sure you would have enjoyed his cooking. Would you like to try some of this when it's finished?
And she smiles, and she goes, I would, actually. I hope your mentor's okay. Despite everything.
I do too. I took to him very well. He taught me a lot. Some things that I wasn't expecting to learn, but I worry about a lot of people that are in Casimir right now.
And she kind of seems to sit on some thoughts for a moment.
What does she look
said-
like? What is this cat person look like?
She's like a tortoiseshell cat.
Okay.
She's still like, even though she's I mean, you never saw her in the dream, actually, but she has kind of, so at this point she's just wearing very simple clothes, the same kind of stuff that most of the others had been wearing, although you can see that she's added a couple things, like some good little boots, and she's got like an orange kind of silken scarf that she wears around her, I don't know if it's a scarf, so around her neck. But like, she doesn't have any other like equipment or other things on her. It just looks like she kind of put a bit of her outfit together just a little bit, from what she was wearing in the stables.
Okay.
The barn. But yeah, it's not very tall, shorter than you. Looks rather light build, probably rather lithe, a little petite, but I mean, in good enough shape, well traveled enough looking. But she just sort of, she says, you know, my mentor died some years ago, and it was hard, you know. They taught me a lot, you know, not just skills, but songs even. And it was weird at first because they weren't there, so the songs, even if they weren't supposed to be sad, they were sad to me, you know. But now I like to think that when I sing the songs, it's, you know, it's sort of like they're still there in a way, you know. It's what they gave to me, and I can give it to other people. So if things didn't work out for your mentor, I hope you know that he's still with you.
I appreciate that sentiment, and I mourn the loss of your mentor. And if I don't mind saying, you know, often the accompany of music to food is much like a good pairing of wine. They both have their artistic merits, Do I dare ask you to sing a song?
And she goes, well, I was much better with my harp than my voice, but I'll admit it's been a little hard to play. God, should she play a harp? I don't know. Maybe she'll play a guitar or something like that. I don't know what's a good instrument for
you
a
can have like
sound.
one of those small little harps.
You know, like a little one?
Yeah.
Okay, she can have a little harp. I don't know if there's any fun harp soundtracks out there, but because Lord knows I can't play. So, but she says it's been things were a lot happened in Casimir. I've been has something ever happened that's made you struggle to cook, you know, to be maybe it sounds stupid, but just noise, you know, speaking, singing, instruments. I don't know.
No,
Feels like it takes me back to that moment in Casimir, and I guess it all just felt so both loud and quiet in a way. Like any noise never led to anything good.
You know, I almost gave up this passion of mine some years ago. I understand where you're coming from. I understand those feelings. We oftentimes lose sight of our true selves in times of peril and worry. But it sounds that you've brought yourself back. I hope I've done the same.
She just sort of looks off, like in the distance, and just at nothing in particular, and just sort of says, I don't know. It's weird. I really struggled to speak, to be around anything. Singing was out of the question, but then things got worse, and that nightmare came, and the doctor said that you guys helped somehow.
We tried to help. I'm afraid we weren't able to help all, but we did what we could. It was
Not.
a mess. It was a strange feeling to be back to my home, but it not being my home.
Well, whatever it is that you did, I think I know that you saved me somehow, and I feel like I can speak again. Thank you.
And Albus is going to give it one more flip and then kind of pull the pan over to her and say, I'm sorry, in this moment, I have forgotten my manners. What was your name?
And she goes, oh, I'm Yara. And you?
Here. This should be done.
Did you give her your name?
I did. I said,
Okay.
Did you not hear me?
No. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I said,
Sorry.
I'm Albus. And
Okay.
then he says, I believe this is done. And he kind of pulls the pan over to her.
And she kind of looks around. Are there any utensils?
No, they're like strips of goat meat, so you can just kind of pick them up off the pan and eat them.
Okay. She extends a little cat claw, gets in there, gets one up. And she, you know, eats it. And she goes, oh, This is very good. Oh, it reminds me of something I once had out in the deserts once. And she gets this kind of bright smile on her face, and she goes, "Stay right here, or don't. It's fine. I'll be back."
I'll still
And
be
she
here.
she kind of goes to walk off hurriedly. She's got something she has to go do real quick.
Okay.
It's a cat burglar. She stole your food.
She stole the food.
She should feel mighty. She's got a little bit of might to her, so
Mhm.
She does. Yeah, she's feeling pretty good. She's pretty yoked right now.
pretty spry right now. Yeah.
But with that, we can kind of kick it back to you guys. So you are all still in the cellar. Folia's starting to get everything together.
Give me reward, please.
Give me reward, please. So you guys can completely replenish all of your item points. I don't know if that was a thing that hadn't happened yet. Yes.
It hadn't happened yet, but I mistakenly already marked it in roll 20, but that's fine.
Cheater.
Whoa.
Just because you cheat.
What happened?
Cheat!
We filled in the dream. In the dream, there was limitless IP, kind of.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But yes.
So Folia restocks you guys all the way up. She also, as everybody is sort of stocking their pockets and everything, she approaches you, Kestrel,
Mhm.
and she gives you a bag. And she says,
Shiniest.
"What?"
That
The
goes for it.
shinies.
And she says, "This should be enough of my own tea, so that if you wish to reach out to me again, you can. You probably get about 3 cups out of it."
Okay, that's cool. I grab it and I hold it, kind of sniff it, maybe, that sort of thing. And
It smells like her. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you weren't necessarily.
No, sure.
Yes, yeah.
It smells like her. Well, is that weird to her, or does she not care?
I don't think she
But,
cares.
I didn't know you were gonna sniff it.
And I said,
She like put her hair and like skin shavings in it.
yeah, well, she's made out of plant matter. It's not that weird, right?
It is not as weird. No. She's yeah.
Yeah, and I close the bag and I say, "Well, thank you. I was going to tell you before we left, but thank you again for your advice in the dream and for listening to me and for being the only other person who's ever had a grove that I've met outside these walls, and for understanding and for seeing the beauty of my realm, and she just keeps babbling and
Folia will put a hand on her shoulder and she'll be like, "I am equally glad to have met you, young Kestrel. I suspect you will grow into a much stronger woman as the years go by, and I'm looking forward to seeing that woman that you grow into."
And Kestrel nods enthusiastically, and she feels very moved by this, as much as you can be moved by meeting a stranger. There's sort of a fast kinship here, and she says, and I will reach out and keep in contact, if and when I only have 3 uses, but I will make them count.
She nods and she goes, "Well, as your strength grows, and I'll just keep in mind that in a way we are family to a degree."
Kestrel smiles real big at that, and she says, "Yes, and maybe one day you can see the Lost Grove for yourself. You could see its beauty and the life therein. Wouldn't that be nice?"
And she gives you like a very genuine smile and goes, "It would be, truly. You've no idea." And she actually looks to Wolf and says, "Be sure to look after her now, yes?" And Wolf is like, "Of course."
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's very happy with this, but she tucks
She-
the bag into, I don't know, whatever she has. I don't think she has a bag. Does she have pockets? Maybe she might have pockets.
Does she have a dress with pockets, guys?
She doesn't have a dress with pockets. I think she's wearing some Keslavian. I don't know.
I think she is too.
Whatever.
Some Keslavian nonsense. Look,
Some
Keslavians like
Keslavian
pockets,
nonsense.
okay?
Okay, they have pockets. Okay, I'm gonna tuck that into my pockets. And yeah, I mean, I think we're done talking. I gave her my thanks.
She approaches you, Gunolf, and
Mhm.
provides you with a bag as well.
Mhm.
And she goes, there are a couple of pellets in here that should help with sleep if you need help relaxing.
I feel like it's weed.
It's not weed. It is not weed.
It is.
There's a couple of edibles,
Oh,
you know.
weed?
Oh my God, Folia!
Wow.
She's
Folia's
our
like-
local drug distributor over here.
I didn't know she was
Yeah,
chilling.
Pickle's like one of those amphibians where he's got like the nasty poison stuff on his skin. She just mixes
you
some of
lick
that in
them.
there. Yeah, you lick
Mhm.
them. Yeah, yeah.
One dip, boop.
Those are the pickle pills,
Yeah.
okay? You take a pickle pill and you're tripping.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh, I've already told you about my illness, and it was quite draining in there. I feel like, at the very least, these pellets will help me regain some spiritual strength, or something to the effect. I feel like I'm gonna need them. Thank you so much.
She bows and says, "Of course." And then as still everybody is packing or whatever, she grabs a lantern from just one of the. It's kind of off one of the shelves that was by a bunch of her kind of like personal stuff, and she goes to you, Rosalind, and she says, "Rosalind, I would like to give you this. It may not look like much, and I do not know if it will help, but I hope it does in your quest to find your sister." And she kind of gives the little lantern a bit of a twist, and it kind of opens. And maybe the one weird thing about it is that the way this lantern is built, it's that it is sort of covered on all sides at all times, and that it's because as soon as she kind of turns to open one of the sides, you notice that like there's already a flame sort of smoldering in the inside of it. So this wasn't like she had to light it or anything. It was already going, and all the things around it clearly seem designed to keep that light hidden. And she kind of just says, there exist a rare few number of these in all of Chroma, at least to my knowledge. Don't let its rather simple appearance fool you, for this lantern bears within it a flame conjured forth by the god of knowledge themselves. Now, if the rumors are true, these sorts of things only come into existence when situations are dire and knowledge must be learned. But, this particular flame was gifted to me by a head curator and was said to have been miraculously conjured forth during the Abyssal invasion. I can't quite prove the validity of this story, but it was said that when all of the earthly lights had been snuffed out by demonic shadow, a brave folk huddled within a library and searched for a way to break that darkness. A single candle was all they needed, and thus a single candle was all that they were given, conjured forth by the god of knowledge. That same flame still burns to this day, as it is divine and not mortal. If you place your hand upon this lantern, and you cast any text within its light, you will know what it says. Its purpose will be revealed to you. I hope that you will be able to make use of it. It has served me well over the years, and I am familiar enough with a number of languages and other things that I believe I will do just fine without it. You and your companions, however, may make better use of it than me. I will warn you that despite its divine light, it cannot pierce the shadow of the God of Secrets. But no mortal shadow, or even demonic, will be able to hide truth from you. And she kind of hands you the lantern.
Well, I appreciate that, and at this point, after the events of the past few weeks, I don't think I dare look past the surface of anything. Oh, my sister gave me a book that can speak, so at this point I think all bets are off.
She just says, I'm not entirely sure where your sister's journal will lead you. I hope to answers, as I believe that is what she would have wanted for you. But there are a lot of things in this world that may try to prevent you from finding those answers. I hope this lantern can do its part in preventing them from stopping you.
My sister
Yeah.
would have wanted to find answers. At this point, I would just like to find her, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
She smiles and says, you are very much like her, but different as well. In a good way, I think.
Her fault, I suppose. She does have that kind of influence. I look forward to
Yeah,
our
she
paths
does.
crossing again.
Same. And that goes for all of you. I hope we can meet again at some point. Especially you, Kestrel. And she gives Kestrel a look.
Big smile.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I can drop this like in chat. Can I drop this in chat? That's a great question. Can Jason drop this
Chat in the
chat?
Trello board or
I thought it was gonna be like Galadriel. Fucking, we all get something. Just go down the line.
You get a strand of hair.
I also was getting that
No.
impression.
Mhm.
It is not a Galadriel situation, unfortunately.
Bullshit. I need fucking hair.
Also-
Although, Kestrel did get her hair.
Mhm.
That's right.
That's true.
I mean,
Yes.
she
Yeah.
got they're like leaves, but like yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little different.
Hey, if Steve had been
let's
nicer,
see
he
here.
could
I'm
have
You
going
done a
should-
gift.
Mithril.
You should give her some of your feathers.
Yeah. Oh, you want some feathers, lady?
You could
Oh,
do
no.
it.
No,
I'll fucking wait.
not really.
Weird.
What? It's cool, and she likes it. I think.
Here, I'll put it in the general chat for everybody, and then I will put it in the Rosalind chat for you, Chris, as well, just for your own reference.
Also,
I would
I
like
have just
Mithril.
like a sidebar. Is anybody gonna follow up on the whole? She was gonna put in a word for us at the Hexkellies at the council.
I mean, I'm the
she
one.
she meets with a group of witches.
Yeah, we did all this. Yeah, all we got was tea and like a fucking Rosetta Stone, which is actually pretty cool. But
Were we gonna
Where's our
follow up on
reward?
that or no?
and our good word. Yeah, we should.
I didn't do this for the
Yeah.
reward.
I basically forgot about it until just now. Where I when I
Roz is the
remembered
one who
it, and I was
brought it
like,
up,
oh.
but she's essentially decided that nothing can have happened since last night when we talked about it. So
I was gonna
Oh,
say
okay.
you're maybe asking a bit too soon. I will just let you know. Like I'm not gonna
I
stop you
don't-
from asking, but yeah,
I'm not
I know.
asking for any other reason other than I just was like, I forgot what happened in the months since we.
Yeah,
had
that's
that
which is
I was
fair.
gonna say it's easy to forget that was last night in game time.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's easy to forget.
'Cause it
That.
feels like it was weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was not, and yeah, I will say that me, the DM, and Folia have not forgotten. In fact,
Okay.
if anything, the only reason she hasn't done anything yet is because she wanted to see how this goes, and now she has more information to bring to any such council meeting. So,
Well, I forgot, and I was just asking.
okay, that's fine.
Now we do have to have a discussion about a bunny companion. But before
Yeah,
that,
I wasn't sure when to bring that up.
What discussion? We have a bunny companion. He's here. He's down to clown.
Do you guys go to meet with Anders? The Minotaur had asked to meet with you guys as well.
Well, are we done with Folia? If we're done with Folia, then
she does not have any
but
other
here's the
things.
thing.
Okay.
It's 2:00, right? Like, we have to go talk to people. Like, I am assuming, as much as a hurry Steve is in, it probably just makes sense to set off early tomorrow morning, then 5:00 at night. Like, we go for a couple hours. Like, it doesn't hurt, but it seems like we could use the time to get everything squared away and go. Does anyone want to be like, nah, let's just hit the road?
I think that sounds good.
We could go. We wouldn't make much progress, but
Right.
I don't have a strong opinion on the matter.
Poor Gunoff dropping dead over here. Maybe a night in a bed would be good.
Yeah, but I got him his weed. Like,
That's true.
Make it be more sleepy.
yeah.
But I'm thinking if Albus, and because he likes to. I'm not we cook a good meal. We have one night. We get our heads on straight, and then we set out.
I think it's a good idea.
Mhm.
And if you mentioned that to the class, I would agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'm thinking, yeah, let's definitely talk to Anders. When we talk to Bunny Man, we can also say, hey, we're heading out at 5 a.m. or whatever, the crack of dawn.
Cool.
Anyways, yeah, we can go to Anders. What's up? Okay, come find us.
Well, before we
What's
leave,
up?
I'd like to, at the very least, do that interaction where I actually pluck out some of the feathers from my, it's not real hair, right? But it's hair-ish. The feathers from there, and I say to Folia, this will not do the same thing that your tea does, but maybe it will be a fine memento to remind you of our time here together today. And she holds it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
She takes them
Thanks,
from
but
you,
no thanks.
and she says, "Oh, Kestrel, thank you so much. Believe it or not, there are ways for me to check in on you using these things.
Oh,
So, thank you. I will keep them safe." And she immediately goes and puts them on her purse in one of the bags on her own belt.
and she says, well, it looks like we're leaving now, so farewell, Kin. I shall talk to you eventually.
And she says, "Until we meet again, Kestrel."
And off I go.
as we head off,
Wolf, let's go! Sorry.
And Pickle goes, "Bye, bye."
We wave. I wave.
Pickle.
Bye-bye.
Wave,
Everybody
wave.
wave.
Bye,
Everybody wave
Pickle.
goodbye!
Give
Goodbye,
Pickle a high
Pickle.
five. Give Pickle a high five.
I don't know.
I'm gonna salute Pickle.
You're gonna salute Pickle. Okay.
Yeah.
He gives you a wink back, a very
Whoa,
slow.
whoa, whoa!
It's like a slow
Whoa!
It's like a slow wink. Okay. He just sort of one eye, real slow,
Flirty flirtation
Which-
over here.
He's
I don't know if
Pickle's
the-
like, how did you
the
know
slow
I
one-
was an elite soldier?
Yeah, apparently Pickle holding the line.
Wow, Pickle. Wow.
Mhm.